Welcome back, HeroClix fans. Today I have a very special video for you. This is my preparation for Infinity Gauntlet Month 8. Now, I can only build teams for my scenario, so every team that I build here is going to be for my scenario. So that's going to be something to look at. No team with a figure over 250 points. You're allowed to use the Gauntlet, and it has to be Hulk, Galactic Guardians, or Chaos Wars, and you're allowed to use the Gravity Feed figures and the Fast Forces. So the main restriction is no figure over 250. So I'm going to show you guys a bunch of teams that I've built for this event, and then you guys can vote on tell me which one you guys think is the best one. And later today, I'm going to go to my tournament, possibly using some of your advice, possibly not. And I will give you guys a recap on how I do to try to win Thanos. It's definitely going to be difficult, and we will see. But it'll be fun, and I think we're going to have roughly around 16 people there, so that's not going to be an easy tournament to win. Team 1 is Dormammu with the Gauntlet, and we have 75-point Doctor Strange, giving every figure adjacent energy shield deflection. He has Perplex. Defenders with this Hulk, and they would both be borrowing 18s, and then they would have energy shield deflection. So if you keep everyone together, everyone will be 18 defense, because Dormammu, he does not have defenders, but he starts out with 18 anyways, and then Doctor Strange would be able to give adjacent characters energy shield deflection. I think this could be very nice. Dormammu has probability, and his team is not affected by Mystics damage, so anyone playing a Mystics team is not going to really do too well there. And Hulk can be used for close combat attacks, keep Doctor Strange kind of behind. And that's pretty much the basis of this team. Don't know if I'll use it, but I think it's got some potential at 500 points, and could be pretty interesting. Here we have another team. This one I'm really considering heavily on playing just because I like the mobility, but I don't like the lack of figures. Unlike Dormammu, where it's really one huge figure and you kind of know what you're going to do, this team kind of gives you a bunch of different options, but it's kind of interesting. So we have the full Gauntlet on Gladiator, then we have the full 75-point Scarlet Witch, Cosmo, and this is the Scroll Black Bolt. Now, he has Running Shot, Leadership, and Pulse Wave. These both have TK, and he starts off with a monster, hypersonic, super strength, 18 impervious with the Gauntlet. This is something I'm really considering. I don't know how effective it will be, but I know if someone plays the Unspoken, which it will be played, the Pulse Wave could help me quite a bit. The only problem is I don't like it only being a 10, but with probability and Perplex here, it could potentially be pretty good, and it might still work. We have 3 TKers, because Gladiator starts off with TK on the Gauntlet, so just depends. But Scarlet Witch and Cosmo both have TK on their starting dials. The TKers can both be carried, so it's kind of got some options. I don't know if I'll play it, but it's gonna be interesting. Here we have another crazy scientist team. This would actually be considered theme. We have 3 AIM agents, 2 renegades. The leader, this one is the Gravity Feed one with the no push, no damage for mind control, and then we have AntMan and Wasp duo figure. The whole theory behind this, and Wasp would have the Gauntlet. All my teams have the Gauntlet. I just think you have to play it in this event. You Perplex up his AntMan and Wasp defense as high as it'll possibly go. Get them up close combat on anyone, and if they miss the attack roll, or if they hit him and you still get to roll your Super Senses roll, guess what? They take unavoidable damage for attacking them. If they try to range them, well, their range is going to be, you know, pretty hard to hit as well. You have mind control here with unlimited no damage, so you can just mind control anyone and not worry about taking any feedback damage. And then you have 2 AIM renegades. You can use them for barrier and enhancement for any one of these characters, or enhancement on the AIM agents. I think this team is actually pretty interesting. The theory behind this team is to just make AntMan and Wasp almost impossible to hit. So when they attack them, they take damage. I really like this, and I almost want to play this because I think it's kind of gonna be fun and different. But if someone kills a couple of your little guys here and you can't get to them, then they can win just off of killing just a couple figures, because those other guys are gonna be easy to kill. I don't know. That might be the one downside to this team. So here we have another Avengers Steam team. This one is actually Avengers Steam team, so you can use it. Morgan Le Fay is not affected by Avengers Steam team, so she can be added on Avengers team, and boom. So the theory behind this team is to give Morgan Le Fay the Gauntlet. She can perplex up everything but damage +2 to Avengers, so every single one of these characters could get that benefit. We have a ground and pound character with Miss Marvel. She's not super overpowering, but she can be used to tie up close combat figures that try to get close. We have range attacker with Hawkeye. We have Scarlet Witch for prob and perplex style. You play her too. Then you have Wasp. This is actually a really nice figure because she can use in cap with 2 targets and then give those characters penetrating damage. So you could really do a bunch of different things with this. Hawkeye really doesn't need a bonus to attack, so really I'm thinking you can use the perplex on Wasp and she can just target people and hit them, give them tokens, and push them and give them penetrating damage. So that's something I'm looking at. I don't know if it's overly strong. None of the figures really scream to be overpowering, so I don't know about that. Here's another really interesting team that I don't think I'm going to play, but I just want to show you it just because it was one of the teams that I thought of that I thought would be really awesome, but have a lot of potential to just be all or nothing. And anyways, so basically you use your perplexes to perplex up Master Mold, whatever you want to do, attack or damage. Use Renegade for barrier. You know, that might be used later on. And you have Iron Man LE. He can mind control robots or colossal figures. So the theory behind this is to mind control Master Mold to phase up 10 squares. So then he would get his token, and he can only do that once per game, and he doesn't take feedback damage. So you get Master Mold up 10 squares. And then from there, you give Master Mold a power action to use multi-attack, and then he can use Ranged Combat Expert twice. Now, when you use multi-attack, you minus your damage by 1 for both attacks, but that's where you have your perplexes. So that's something that would be awesome, but on month 8, the map is really restricted, so I don't think you'd be able to pull it off the way you want to. You might have to wait a turn or two to actually get it to work the way you want it to. But it's potential to just knock someone out really, really quick, and then hopefully you can survive longer. Iron Man is actually not a bad figure, but he's not the greatest. But with that mind control, it can be pretty interesting. Here's a fun Inhuman team. You have Crystal and husband Ronan, and you have Black Bolt and wife Medusa. Black Bolt would have the Gauntlet, and that's pretty much it. Obviously, you have the Pulse Wave here that you're really going to want to pull off, but the problem is you don't have the TK to get him out there. You have Crystal with Running Shot, Psychic Blast. Also here, Running Shot, Psychic Blast, and Pulse Wave, and in cap. But you have to play him at 75 points. You do have the leaderships here for Medusa, and they get a bonus, but you're not going to be able to really Pulse Wave with Medusa right near him. But, I mean, you can, but it's going to affect her, and you don't want her to get hit. So, you know, it's one of those things you can consider. But if he has the Gauntlet, you can carry up, have her in the background, or even kind of block, and then they get the bonus, move her back, and then have him shoot with the bonus and whatever. That's something that you could potentially do, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd play this, but in my building process, I was thinking of teams and really trying to get Black Bolt or getting Gladiator on a team with TK, a lot of perplexes, and in that, you know, I dealt with these figures, so I had to try to build an Inhuman team just to see if I would like it. So here's another variation of the Gladiator and Black Bolt team. You still have Scarlet Witch and Cosmo, but now instead of having Gladiator, you have Black Bolt and you have the Black Bolt Scroll. You have your Perplex Prob here, still 2 TKs. You have Pulse Wave here and Pulse Wave here, but this Pulse Wave is Running Shot. This Black Bolt, its Pulse Wave is way more dangerous. So that's a Pulse Wave team with TK that could be really, really brutal. It's probably between this team and the Gladiator team that I'm really thinking about. So your votes would definitely help me out tremendous. And this was my final team that I thought that I might want to play, and it's still in contention. Full Gauntlet Gladiator, no Gauntlet with Black Bolt obvious, and then Cosmo. That is 300 points here, and then you throw in this Black Bolt for under 200 points, and you just go at it. You're a little under points. Some of these teams are under points, but with, you know, the figures that are allotted, you just don't have a lot of options. So this is my prep for Infinity Gauntlet 8. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me if any of these teams seem like a good fit for the event. No figure over 250. Alright guys, take it easy and expect a recap video later tonight or tomorrow.